38 miles south of Atlanta is a place called Newnan, Georgia. Have you seen movies like The House with the Clock in its Walls, or The Conjuring, or Zombieland, or Jumanji? You've probably seen pieces of Newnan in those films. And you were thinking about moving there. It's a great place to live, and here are 5 things that you should know before moving to Newnan. Happy Monday, folks, and welcome back to another video. Hope everybody had a great weekend. Today's day 8 of 100 videos, the beginning of the 3rd week technically, but really the 2nd. I appreciate you all tuning in. If you're not already, please do click the subscribe button before watching the rest of this video. It would really mean the world to me. You did hear me right. 100 videos are going to be posted on this channel in the next 100 weekdays, so there's going to be a lot of stuff that you're going to want to make sure you see, and I would really appreciate it if you would subscribe so you don't miss it. 2 Fridays ago, we talked about the top 5 things that you should know before moving to Peachtree City. The video did pretty well, so today we're going to talk about the top 5 things you should know before moving to Newnan, Georgia. I grew up in and around Newnan, lived in Sharpsburg, Newnan, Sonoya, Peachtree City, so pretty much all the places that we're going to be talking about in most of my videos. But what I'm telling you is coming straight from the source. This is basically 25 years of experience. I think they're all great for their own individual reasons, so I really don't have any biases. But these are definitely 5 things that you should know if you are interested in making a move to Newnan, Georgia. First thing is that you need to call me if you were thinking about making a move to Newnan, Georgia. I'm just kidding, sort of. In all seriousness, the first thing to know is that Newnan is pretty affordable. Although when you look at the average price point in the area, it seems pretty high at around $570,000. It's not as bad compared to its neighbors in, let's call it Sonoya or Peachtree City or Fayetteville. Newnan is still a little bit cheaper than those areas. So you can get pretty close to the city, which we all know has a pretty big price tag for a lot less money. Because of its affordability, Newnan is turning into a good hub for people who work in or around the city, but don't want to pay that premium of living in the city. Property values in Newnan have continued to rise throughout the years, and as the south side of Coweta County continues to be developed, there's a good chance that that could remain the case for a while. So you can get more of a bang for your buck in Newnan than you can in some of the surrounding areas. The second thing that I think you should know before moving to Newnan, Georgia is that it actually is pretty close to Atlanta. When you look at it on the map, it looks further away from Atlanta than places like, Peachtree City or Fayetteville, for example. But because of how many access points Coweta County has to the interstate and Newnan in general, you can get to Atlanta pretty quickly. No matter where you are in Newnan, you're probably no more than 10 or 15 minutes away from an access point to the interstate. And in some areas, it's much, much closer than that. So you need to travel up north. Again, if you're one of those people who are looking to move here for a job and or around the city, it's pretty easy to just hop onto the interstate and get up there. I also feel like we have less traffic on the south side getting to Atlanta than the north side. I think most people would agree on that. I'd say on average from most places in Newnan, you could probably get to Atlanta in 45 minutes or less. So in Newnan, you can get a house that's pretty affordable and also pretty close to Atlanta. The third thing that you should know before moving to Newnan is that we have no shortage of jobs. With huge warehouses like Yamaha and Amazon, Shopify, HelloFresh, can't forget about the airport just down the road. There are plenty of employment opportunities in and around Newnan, Georgia. All right, this one feels kind of weird to say. I don't know why, but I think it's just not really a sentence that has ever come out of my mouth before. But if you are looking to move to Newnan, the 4th thing that I think you should know is that it has a good amount of Southern charm. I don't know, something about that just doesn't feel normal to say. It really does though. I mean, I really don't have a much better way of putting it. There's a nice amount of Southern hospitality in Newnan, Georgia. I think of that, I think of a place where people are waving at each other when they pass by. People are polite. Yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, yes, sir, no, sir type of thing. A place that feels friendly and just has a really welcoming vibe. I can honestly say that I think Newnan provides all of those things. I mean, if you want to be on the receiving end of a lot of those things, and of course, you got to be a nice person too. But I feel like Newnan is a really great example of kind of like a small town feel. And it is a small town, but of a small town feel with that Southern hospitality that, again, is not that far from the big city. The 5th and final thing that I think you should know before moving to Newnan, Georgia is just the history. Newnan became a city in 1828, so this small town's got a bunch of history. Almost immediately, the economy boomed in Newnan, Georgia, and a lot of the development, even some that you can still see today, began. In 1864, the Civil War came so close, just 3 miles south of Newnan, in the Battle of Brown's Mill, which you can read all about throughout downtown Newnan. In fact, if you want to know about the history of downtown Newnan, just walk around the square, because they've got signs everywhere that tell you about the history of the city. To this day, Newnan is still home to many historic homes and lots of old buildings, but so much of the beauty has been restored to once again give the city that old but southern and historic charm. If you're thinking about making a move to Newnan, Georgia, be sure to give me a shout. Cue the Deion Sanders reference. I ain't hard to find.
Baby, I ain't hard to find.
I would love to share more information with you about this city and the surrounding areas and discuss how we can make the move as simple as possible for you. If you're a homeowner in Newnan and looking to get out, do the same thing. Give me a holler. I'd love to help you with that as well. Guys, thank you for watching. Just for reference, I don't intend for every video to be shot in front of the computers like this. We're going to get out and about and get some really great footage to spice these videos up, make it a lot more of an interesting watch for you guys at home. Regardless, thank you for watching again. I appreciate it. Once again, this is day 8 out of 100. Look forward to seeing you on the next one tomorrow. I think you're going to like it.